goes after his first win against his old team. It's his 24th start of the season and his 100th game in the National Hockey League. And at the other end, 28-year-old Jonathan Quick allowed 2 goals on 15 shots last night in the loss in Calgary. He has won just 2 games on the road this season. And for the defending champs, Drew, being away from the Staples Center has proven to be a problem this year.
And you heard Dustin Brown talk to Gene Principe about it, that they've gotten away from their game on the road. The Oilers want to make sure they push them out of that Kings-like game tonight, because it's very important that the Oilers start getting some traction with these new guys.
And one of those new guys gets the start. It is Derek Roy wearing number 8. He is with Nail Yakupov and Teddy Purcell. Oscar Klefbom and Mark Fane will start on the blue line. It is Lewis along with Pearson and Toffoli. Not exactly the 70s line, but it is a triple T line, as all 3 guys' names start with T. Trevor, Tyler, Tanner. You mark it the way you can. This is Toffoli throwing it across the net. Purcell is checked by Muzzin, who is playing with Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty plays a ton, over 29 minutes a game.
And it's amazing. He seems to just relish those minutes. He gets out there, and he's not just a one-way defenseman. He's not just an offensive guy or a stay-at-home defenseman. He is all over the ice.
Jordan Eberle with Hall and Nugent Hopkins. Hall gets the puck. He is bumped by Kopitar. Kopitar, Carter, and Gaborik. Gaborik missed the game in Calgary last night because of the flu. Jeff Carter played through sickness. And they're both out there now forming one of the hottest lines in the National Hockey League as the puck bounces.
Went out of play. They're still battling for it. Went out of play.
In the corner. Guys, it's out. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Not RG3, but R3. The 3 R's. You got to be ready to play the game. You got to be relentless. Every shift, you got to be going out and pushing the pace, and you've got to be resilient. When bad things happen, you have to make sure you get the momentum back. And for Daryl Sutter's team, all the Kings men, the bread and butter is their forecheck. And when their forecheck is going, it's all 5 guys. Aggressive D, good third man, unforgiving forecheck, unforgiving pressure. When they got all the Kings men going, they're a tough team to beat.
Away from home, they have not been anything King-like. They are ranked 27th away from the Staples Center, and they had come into this game having lost their last 4 games on the road.
John Shannon, Brad May, David Amber talked about the Oilers, though. I mean, the Kings, I should say, and their record. Brad May said he was underwhelmed, and you can get that way. They've played a ton of hockey in the last 3 seasons, especially in the playoffs, winning 2 of the last 3 Stanley Cups. There's the record, kind of speaks for itself, but this team knows when to step on the accelerator.
Matt Fraser, the other new Oiler on the ice right now. He is wearing number 28, playing with Leon Draisaitl and David Perron. Doughty and Fraser come together. They are still battling behind the net. Draisaitl going in after it. The puck comes free, and it's picked up there by Carter. Outlet pass as Kopitar had lost his stick. This is Matt Fraser's first game in an Oiler uniform. It may be the last time we see Leon Draisaitl here at Rexall Plates this year.
Mark Spector breaking that today on sportsnet.ca. Go check it out. As Mark said, you can listen, you can read all the details. Penalty coming up, I think, right here to Dwight King.
A hooking call. And the Oilers will get the first power play of this game.
It'll be interesting to watch Leon Draisaitl tonight, too. You know, if you might have heard the news already, or maybe they've already told him. Nikita Nikitin back in the lineup. He holds off Dwight King, but then the stick comes up, gets underneath the arm of Nikita Nikitin. That's all it takes, is that little pop right up there. Boy, Dwight King may have a discussion with the referee going to the bench on that one. That's a fortunate call for the Oilers.
You mentioned Nikitin back in the lineup. He missed 10 games with a bad back. Came back with the skills and was the hardest shooter. It looks like the back is okay. Oilers were 0 for 3 the last time these teams met. That was way back on October the 14th in a 6-1 loss. They go to work now. Eberle back to Schultz. He'll give it to Hall on the near side. Hall with a wrist shot through traffic that hit the former Oiler Matt Green. Eberle picks it up, checked by Martinez. It comes to Lewis. Back to the point. Schultz moves to the middle, fires a shot up high. Eberle picks it up in the near corner. Eberle will play it back to Schultz. Schultz has options. He'll give it to Eberle. Down low is Purcell in front as it comes to Hall. His shot gets deflected, and that one ends up in the netting. That will bring about a whistle.
Todd Nelson is a power play guy. His power play teams in the American Hockey League, very, very good. The Oilers' power play, you see the shot off the wing, trying to set up for the one-timer, has not been very good as of late. 4 for their last 45. That works out to about 8.9%. And what you want to do is you want to simplify things. And you see that the Oilers tried to take 3 shots so far on that power play.
Kopitar will line up against Nugent Hopkins. And they're going to drop it again. And this time it is going to be Taylor Hall who steps in, and that means Nugent Hopkins will drop back to the blue line. Hall gets down low. The puck comes free, and it is Kopitar who gets possession, plays it off the glass and down the ice. LA ranks 16th on the power play, but that drops down to 27th away from home. Kopitar with the steal, gives it to Brown, the captain. Gonna rag some time, play it all the way back to Drew Doughty. Doughty waits, he'll give it to Kopitar. Kopitar takes his time, almost intercepted by Purcell. Kopitar now in some difficulty behind the net. Purcell comes out with a puck back up top. It comes, there's a shot, stopped by Muzzin. And it gets by Teddy Purcell, but not outside the line. So Kopitar may have gotten a little bit lazy on that play. Thought he'd rag some time, and it ends up. The Oilers have possession, and it's Nugent Hopkins bobbles it, gets it over to Eberle. Eberle goes back up top for Schultz. Schultz to Eberle. Eberle snaps the shot, and Quick will make the save and hang on.
Just a point to emphasize how big and strong Anze Kopitar is. Puck's going to come to him. Taylor Hall is going to force the pressure here. Watch this. Protect the body. Just knocks Taylor Hall back just by turning and being that big and strong. Again, though, a shot with a man in front. Nice job on the power play. You got to work to get in front if you can. Not in front of the net, but in front of the goaltender's eyes. But at least on this power play, the Oilers are putting the puck on the net.
Second unit power play on the ice now, Drew, with 3 guys who weren't in the lineup in the game on the Saturday.
It's got to be interesting.
Nikitin is out there with Roy and Fraser. And it is Nikitin who will start the rush. He will give it to Fraser. Fraser will send it around the boards. Waiting for it. David Perron gets by him, and it also got by Jeff Petrie. Matt Fraser wore 25 in Boston, but that number is being held for Darnell Nurse, so he takes 28. Derek Roy, of course, wore 21 in Nashville. Captain's got that digit. There is Roy. Bumped into by Martinez, gets the puck to Perron. Perron centers it out in front, comes all the way back to Klefbom. 1 shot for the Oilers on the power play that comes to an end. Teams at even strength, but the Oilers have possession. Klefbom trying to get a shot away, checked by Carter and Richards. Derek Roy back to the point. Here's a long shot by Hendricks that whistles wide. King on the far side. He is checked by Matt Fraser. They both dig for the puck, and there's Hendricks in to bump King and take the puck. Klefbom, Derek Roy up top, shot by Hendricks. He scores. Derek Roy gets his first assist in an Oiler uniform as Matt Hendricks gets his first goal in 24 games.
This is a good forechecking goal. Good work along the boards to keep the puck in. Good support coming over in 1, 2, 3 guys. Perron's going to be third man. He's going to slide over when the puck goes up down low. It's going to be a shot towards the net, then get back up. Shot towards the net is by Derek Roy. He's going to pump it back. Hendricks with the shot. Beautifully done. David Perron goes to the middle of the ice. Perron's smart, third man, and then everything after that jumps in on that forecheck.
Hendricks gets his third. Derek Roy gets his 10th assist of the year. Oscar Klefbom now has 2 helpers, his first in his last 10.
Pressure comes on the boards, and now everybody's going to go to work once the recovery happens. That was really, when you look at that, though, Derek Roy sells that a little bit like he's going to go to the net. You look at where his feet were, though. His feet told pass all the way.
Derek Roy's first game since December the 20th. That's a way to make an impression with your new team.
Yeah.
How about Matt Hendricks going and bumping into the bigger Dwight King and just taking the puck away?
Well, Matt Hendricks, we know what he's going to do. You know how he's going to play. You know he's going to be physical, and he's going to go into every battle.
Now Now the Oilers playing with the lead. They've got 3 shots, and one of them found the back of the net. The Kings have put just 2 shots towards Ben Scrivens. Nugent Hopkins gets by Tanner Pearson. Nugent Hopkins off the boards, going to chase it himself. Eberle and Hall will come on in support. Eberle chops at it against Trevor Lewis. And that puck was gloved ahead. We get a whistle. Well, we have our first winner in the Safeway Score and Win contest tonight, thanks to the Oilers' first goal of the game. On behalf of Safeway Score and Win and Oikos Multi-Packs Yogurt, Jennifer O'Brien of Stony Plain has won the Krups Expressoria Automatic Espresso Machine. Congratulations, Jennifer, on the goal by Hendricks, set up by Derek Roy.
Derek Roy, good support. You've got 4 Oiler uniforms. Derek Roy slides back to be the third man and then sells at the fact he might be going to the net, gets himself open, and lays a juicy pass for Matt Hendricks to blast it past Jonathan Quick.
Keaton lays it around the boards. Eberle sees it go by him. Jeff Schultz to Mike Richards. Schultz back to the point, throws it towards the net. That didn't make it through. And it's picked up near side by Taylor Hall. Hall works his way across the blue line. Nice pass to Eberle. A bouncing puck, finally controlled by Andy Andreoff, who did not play in that game against Calgary. Richards waits for traffic. Goes cross ice, and the pass is intercepted by Eberle on its way to Jake Muzzin. Hall at the end of the shift, long shot. Quick makes the save as the Oilers and the Kings make changes. Drew Doughty to Marian Gaborik, checked by Mark Fane. Doughty keeps it in on the near side. Behind the net, Gaborik got in front for Carter with a shot, and that was blocked by Fane. Muzzin from a sharp angle, that doesn't get through. Yakupov's got it. He'll get it to Purcell. And Teddy Purcell to the middle for Yakupov. Off his skate, turned back by Carter. Picked up now by Gaborik. Marian Gaborik on a 6-game point streak that has produced 10 points. And I guess everybody on the Kings holding their breath, hoping it wasn't the months.
Right.
Shot by Teddy Purcell, hit through Doughty. Doughty behind his net. Braden McNabb back in the lineup. He didn't rest in Calgary. As Scrivens gives it to Jeff Petrie. 12 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first period. The Oilers with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Matt Hendricks. Perron reaching for it against Green. Green got there first. McNabb chucks at it to try and get it out. Quick's going to leave it there for a former Oiler, Matt Green. Also on the ice, another former Oiler in Jarrett Stoll. Playing with Williams and King. King with the puck now, had his stick lifted by Leon Draisaitl. Ferentz knocks down Stoll. The puck is underneath number 28. Now it comes free for King, centered it out in front. Opportunity for Martinez, blocked by Fraser. Schultz played his first game of the season last night in Calgary, but it was the 400th of his career. He has the puck right now. Alec Martinez to Foley. Up the middle, and it's picked up by Trevor Lewis. Lewis, wrist shot, and that one missed on the stick side. Comes all the way back down into Kings territory. Doughty to Pearson. Pearson with Lewis and to Foley. To Foley, plays it behind the net. Trevor Lewis waiting for it there. Trevor Lewis to Jake Muzzin. Muzzin with a wrist shot through traffic. To Foley looking for it. It is Gordon who has it. Now it springs free. And it's split Doughty and Muzzin. That will allow the Oilers to get a change in.
Oilers are doing a lot of defending right now as the Kings are controlling the puck and putting the puck deep and going to work.
They haven't been able to get many shots on the Ben Scrivens, though. The Oilers have held them to just 2. As we approach the halfway point of this first period. Matt Hendricks' stick broke. He's got another one. That was Nugent Hopkins. Has the new cue. Eberle bumps into Martinez as it comes back to Oscar Klefbom. Fane takes a look, carries it himself, gets it to Eberle. He gets stopped, but carrying on is Oscar Klefbom. Nugent Hopkins clears the zone as Klefbom flips it in. Dustin Brown, the captain of the LA Kings. Had an assist in that game against Calgary. His point production has slowed down. He has moved into a third line role. Schultz gets stopped at center by both Carter and Kopitar. Kopitar for Gabbert, just out of his reach, and Andrew Ference is there defensively. Lost it to Kopitar, centering pass for Carter. Jeff Carter spins. He's got McNabb and Green on the point as he throws it towards the net, goes wide. Green is there. Behind the net it goes. Teddy Purcell can't get it out. The Oilers will get an opportunity here with Nail Yakupov.
Breakout pass by Jeff Petrie, and Yakupov came over from his wing to support in the middle.
Closing in on 5 minutes without a whistle. Klefbom can't keep it in at the blue line, so he'll go back as the Oilers clear the zone. Fane. Draisaitl, Perron, Fraser on the ice now as Williams picks it up in his own zone. Braden McNabb to Matt Green. Green to Williams. Right in front of his own bench. Goes cross ice. Picked up there by King. King with Stoll going to the net. But the puck ends up in the glove of Matt Scrivens. And now a little pushing and shoving between Fraser and Stoll. Matt Hendricks gets his 3rd goal of the year. It's the first goal of this game.
Well, this morning, Todd Nelson was acting like a head coach on his own as he spent some time with the new players as well as the established veterans on the Edmonton Oilers. Not shy to make sure that there is good communication between himself as well as his players. This is after that 5 games that he spent alongside Craig McTavish. He said it was interesting to be alongside such an experienced coach. Similar styles, instilled confidence in Todd that he is doing the right thing. And after the next TV timeout, we'll hear from the former interim head coach and current GM of the Oilers, Craig McTavish.
Likes what he sees so far, a 1-0 lead against the defending champions with 9 minutes left to go here in the first period. Pitlick, Gordon, and Hendricks. Pitlick behind the net. Tyler Pitlick plays it all the way back up top. Schultz will give it to Nikitin. Nikitin down low looking for Gordon. It was picked off by Stoll, but he couldn't get it by Hendricks. Matt Hendricks from his knees gets up. As the puck looks in the middle for Pitlick. Pitlick gets it to settle down, but he was off balance. The Oilers will keep it in. Schultz to Hendricks. Hendricks, quick shot there by Tyler Pitlick. There's Schultz, and he got knocked down for his trouble. Drew Doughty gets by Eberle. Flips it in. He's going to chase it himself against Nikitin. Nikitin checked by Doughty. Got Foley out in front. To the near side for Hall against Trevor Lewis. Kept in by Tanner Pearson. Schultz will give it to Hall. Hall across the blue line. Gets stopped. Eberle carries on. Jeff Schultz picks it up. He will give it to Foley. To the middle it goes. Intended for Tanner Pearson. Broken up. The Oilers are back the other way with Eberle and Nugent Hopkins. Alec Martinez rips it around. There is Ference pinching to keep that puck in. The battle for it ensues. Schultz goes behind the net for Alec Martinez. He will just flip that one high down into Oiler territory. The Kings want to get a change in. The Oilers do as well as Draisaitl's line is coming on the ice.
Sorry, partner. One name you haven't mentioned since the goal has been Derek Roy. He has left the Oilers bench. He's gone to the dressing room. We have not seen him since.
Perron, Draisaitl. Klefbom shot goes wide. Fraser against Carter. He is checked. The puck ends up behind the net. Martinez is there. Alec Martinez to Carter. Carter. Soft pass to Kopitar. Long pass for Gaborik. Gaborik given a bump as he centered it. Fane is there. Green keeps it in at the blue line to an open wing, and it's picked up by David Perron. Nice pass to Draisaitl. Draisaitl, drop pass for Fraser, gets it back again, throws it towards the net, quick to save. The rebound comes free for Kopitar. Matt Green to Gaborik. He'll play it back to Braden McNabb. Green takes his time, gives it to his D partner. He'll shoot it in. He was behind the red line, though, so that's coming back on the icing call.
This is the Sports Select Legends statistician. He knows the numbers, and the numbers start with a $sign.
Get your game on with Sports Select.
Well, the Kings general manager needed a new coach. He thought of one guy and one guy only, Daryl Sutter. Dean Lombardi had worked with Daryl Sutter with the San Jose Sharks and then tagged Daryl Sutter to be the head coach because they thought very similar. Dean described in the press conference, peas in a pod. and they do think alike. They think that there's a certain way to play the game. Well, so far, they're right.
116 wins behind the bench for the LA Kings and a couple of trophies. And over 500 wins in his resume. Doughty. His shot goes way wide. Muzzin hangs onto it, throws it towards the net. Scrivens the save. He'll cover up with Mike Richards right on the doorstep. Rogers Oilers hockey from Rexall Place, right here on Sportsnet.
Back, joined by Craig McTavish, General Manager of the Edmonton Oilers. No shortage of topics to talk about. Let's start with Leon Draisaitl, the latest breaking news that his rights may be traded to Kelowna and that he may be headed there. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I can't say anything really about Leon other than his status as an Edmonton Oiler hasn't changed. There's nothing further to report on Leon. The only thing I will say is every decision we make in regard to Leon is made with the intention that it's the best for his development.
What about your decisions to get Derek Roy and Matt Fraser? What you hope they can add to your team?
Well, you can see clearly here, even early in the first period, that they lend a different experience level to the hockey club. They're in the right spots. Derek made a nice pass on the first goal to Matty Hendricks. So I think just the change, bringing a little bit different perspective to the room.
Are you happy to be back upstairs, or do you miss downstairs? And what do you think of Todd Nelson flying solo on the bench?
No, I've always enjoyed coaching. I enjoyed my time down there. When you're up here, you really lose the pace of the game, the physical play, the intensity, and the blood and sweat that goes on from the players. And it was refreshing to be back down there, and I enjoyed my experience. But there can only be one captain of the ship, and that's got to be Todd. And Todd's got to put his mark on this team. And from what I've seen in the first 15 minutes of the first period here, it's a more aggressive style of play that he's deploying.
Craig, thank you and Happy New Year.
All right, thank you, and you too.
All right, gentlemen, thanks very much. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. And that blood, sweat, and aggressiveness, Drew, is being seen right there on that line that includes Hendricks, Gordon, and Pitlick.
Yeah, Hendricks scored the goal, of course. And you always see that from them. You know what they're going to give you. You trust them that every night they will bring you what they got. They max out. And that's what you want from every line. That's why one of the R's is relentless. Every line needs to bring what they've got every single shift. That's how the Kings win championships.
Right now, the Oilers out-shooting them and outscoring them, holding the Kings to 5 shots. Hall. He'll go cross-ice, just out of reach with Nugent Hopkins. Schultz gets there first. He'll give it to Jarrett Stoll. Stoll being tracked by Eberle. As he bounces it behind the net, Scriven plays it smartly to Schultz. Justin Schultz. Back to the point. Martinez lets it go. Scrivens the save. Rebound. Finally corralled by Martinez, but he lost it to Hall. Hall gets away from King. Hall moving in. He is checked by Lewis, but carrying on is Jordan Eberle.
There.
Back to the point. Keaton throws it towards the net. Steered away by Martinez and picked up by Tanner Pearson. Pearson. In the middle he goes. Perron checks him, and a penalty coming up. And it's going to be a hooking call. And when we come back, the LA Kings are going on the power play. Draisaitl's going to the penalty box.
Leon Draisaitl in the box for hooking. The Kings power play gets to work. But we haven't seen Derek Roy for a while. And this is what we think happened. Brayden McNabb with the hit. Now watch the right leg. A step on the right leg of Derek Roy. This is going to get a better view. McNabb finishes the check. Now goes to skate away. And with his left leg, he skates right over top of Derek Roy's right leg. Derek is going to try to skate it off, but you can tell it smarts, it hurts. He tries to take a couple steps, but then he double clutches. He's going to head to the box. And that's why we have not seen him. Brayden McNabb accidentally stepped on his leg. And with the way the skates are nowadays, you want to make sure you get looked at and taken care of.
Try and get the latest on that as the Kings, who have the hottest power play in the league of late, go to work. Although they were 0 for 2 in Calgary, they have scored 10 power play goals in their last 6 games. What an effort by Matt Hendricks as he goes flat out to get that puck down the ice. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, along with Boyd Gordon, Oscar Klefbom, and Mark Fane. Lewis to Martinez. He and Doughty are on the point. Gaborik, Kopitar. As that puck gets fired out.
protecting what matters most to you and your team. You are covered with the power of Insight, the official construction insurance broker of the Edmonton Oilers.
Talked about the power play for the Edmonton Oilers. Not doing a lot, but the penalty kill's been really good. In the last 6 games, they've only allowed 2 goals. One versus the Sharks and one versus Stars. But the other key that jumps out there, not very many opportunities for the opposition, is there, to get on the power play. That will make your penalty kill even better. That's why they can outwork the power play.
Power play that is currently ranked 17th in the league. LA went 1 for 3 when these teams met in the middle of October. Martinez wraps it around the boards. Gets by Scrivens to Williams. He is with Jared Stoll. Martinez and Doughty stay on the point, and Brown is up front now. Oscar Klefbom, an opportunity to get that puck down the ice, and he will seam the lane and fire it. And the Oilers able to change up their penalty killers. Teddy Purcell and Matt Hendricks up front with Petrie and Ference on the blue line. Down to 40 seconds left to go in the hooking minor to Leon Draisaitl. Doughty backhands it for Brown, and another penalty coming up, this time to Jeff Petrie, as he tripped up the captain, Dustin Brown. So 30 seconds, Drew, of 5-on-3.
This will be the first critical moment of the game. What a move by Drew Doughty just to control the puck. Oh, that was an interesting one. Let me see that one again. Oh, yeah, okay, the stick, I didn't see that. The stick gets between the legs of Dustin Brown, and with his left leg, left skate, he steps on the stick, and down he goes. Purely accidental, but Jeff Petrie, nonetheless, is in the box. Face-off here is going to be ultra important.
And it is Boyd Gordon, 55.9% against Anze Kopitar. Klefbom and Fane are the other defenders. Watch how low Boyd Gordon will get. And little instructions as Kopitar gets the stick down. Gordon goes down. They both go down. And the puck is in that scrum. Digging for it is Carter. He gets it back. This is Doughty. Doughty with Richards up top. Doughty goes down low instead. And it's taken by Gabbert. Marian Gabbert cross ice for Carter. Carter lost it. Doughty got it back, and he gives it to Richards. Mike Richards to Marian Gabbert. Doughty steps into a shot. Boyd Gordon got his stick in the way. Back to the point, Richards. Richards. One of the penalties is over. Draisaitl's back on the ice. 5-on-4 now for the next minute and 25 seconds. Kopitar from the corner. They'll play it back to Richards. Richards to the near side to Doughty. Wines fakes the shot. Now he'll go cross ice, and there is Kopitar. Puts it wide. Doughty will play it back to Richards. Richards under pressure from Draisaitl. Behind the net for Kopitar. Swings it around for Gaborik. It got by him. And the Oilers will change their penalty killers. LA was 0 for 2 in the game in Calgary last night. Pearson chips it in. He'll chase it. Nikitin will get there first ahead of Toffoli. Pearson has got Lewis out in front. Can't get it to him. Now Hendricks kicks that puck. And he got it to Teddy Purcell, who played it by Martinez. Martinez with a pass for Toffoli. It gets by him. Nikitin's got it. Can't get it away from Pearson. They battle for it. Hendricks has got it. Calmly gives it to Ference in a long shot. With less than a minute to go in the first period and 17 seconds left to go with a penalty to Jeff Petrie. And what a boost for the Oilers. They've already killed off a 5-on-3. And the Kings do not have a shot so far. Brown will leave it for Stoll in the corner. He'll swing it back to Schultz at the point. This is Doughty as the penalty is over. Lets the shot go. Scrivens the save. Fane will give it to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins starts away with Pitlick. And Pitlick was offside. And he collided with Jeff Schultz. Knocked the stick right out of the hands of Schultz.
Talk about killing a penalty. Here's how you do it now in the National Hockey League. As the play goes to the corner, check out the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth guy, Purcell, starts to roll in there. That is shrinking the zone on the penalty kill. That is outnumbering the power play on the penalty kill. A little bit of a change, a subtle one for the Edmonton Oilers, but worked effectively. Nicely done by Todd Nelson and his crew.
Eberle to Perron. Down to 22 seconds left to go in the period. Williams outlets to Brown. Dustin Brown. Shot deflected. It comes right to Scrivens. Not going to take any chances as he scoops it up and he'll hold it.
Ben Scrivens is the #1 guy, without a doubt. After what happened in Calgary to start off, you can see that Ben Scrivens is going to be the guy. So far tonight, with 11.6 seconds left, this is a boost for Ben Scrivens. His save percentage in the last few games starting to get up a little bit higher, creeping towards the 9s, and that's where you want to push it. When you make those saves, they're going to be key for Ben Scrivens. He hasn't been tested much so far, but he needs to maintain the poise that he's shown so far in the first.
Williams right out in front, paddle down for Scrivens. The puck is still loose. Scramble ensues.
I thought I gave him a kiss of death there.
You didn't. As the buzzer goes, the shots are even, David Amber, at 6 apiece, but the Oilers have the only goal, and it comes from one of their workers in the form of Matt Hendrick.
Welcome back to Rexall Plays, getting set for second period action and following up on a first period story that Kevin mentioned, and Matt Fraser, who is wearing number 28. He did wear number 25 in Boston, but as Kevin said in period number 1, the Edmonton Oilers have a guy named Darnell Nurse, who's played 2 National Hockey League games for them. This was his first one, and so they are, let's just say, holding it for Darnell, who will be a big part of Edmonton's future. Then Derek Roy comes into the picture, veteran player, who is back on the ice on the part of the Edmonton Oilers, which is great news. He has previously worn number 21 in Nashville. As Kevin mentioned, Andrew Ference has that number, better known as number 9 for much of his career. Bit of a problem trying to get number 9 because if you look up in the rafters at Rexall Place, that number is gone and no one will ever wear it again. And so then Roy was given the options by head equipment manager Jeff Lang, 8, 12, 18, or Mark Arcobello's old number 26. He said he wasn't that picky for any number, and I guess 8 is enough for Derek Roy.
Well played.
And 1 for assists and 2 minutes and 47 seconds of time. And the good news is that he is back on the ice after being stepped on by Jeff Schultz accidentally. So Roy with Yakupov and Purcell in the second period is underway. Yakupov dumps it in. He'll chase it himself. Pleasant plays it around the boards. Drew Doughty is there, of course, playing lots. Played over 10 minutes in that first period. Toffoli. Long shot on Scrivens. Handles that easily to the corner. Petrie takes a bump from Pearson. Doughty pitching in. Comes back to Lewis at the point. He fires it through traffic. That one steered aside. Pleasant on the near side. Keeps it in for Toffoli. He's pinned against the boards by Petrie, but it is Tanner Pearson spinning away from Derek Roy. Plays it behind the net. Toffoli with a sharp angle shot, and Scrivens is right there. Pearson back to Doughty. Couldn't handle that pass, and the Kings will have to regroup. Toffoli chops it in as both teams want to make changes. You talked about it off the top, Drew, in our pregame show about top lines going head-to-head, and then if the Nugent-Hopkins lines wants to stay together, here's the test as they're out there against the Kings' best.
Yeah, I think this is a great test for them. I think it gives Todd Nelson the ability to read and see what these guys have. Can they change their game a little bit to play against a bigger, heavier line?
And that's what you find in the Pacific Division.
Exactly. Not a heavier, bigger line, but a championship.
Second of back-to-back for the Kings. First of back-to-back for the Oilers. They'll be in Calgary for New Year's Eve. There's a shot from Nugent-Hopkins. Quick steers that aside. Nugent-Hopkins goes down, pops right up again. Schultz can't get it by Klefbom. Throws it towards the net. Blocked by Martinez. Picked up by Kopitar for Williams. And that puck came out and came right back in. Let's take a look at the first period scoring summary brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to find your place on our construction team.
Matt Hendricks gets the goal. Third goal of the year for Matt Hendricks from Derek Roy. His first point as an Edmonton Oiler, and Oscar Klefbom from the point. Shot 7-6, just the edge to the LA Kings with a good, strong period for the Oilers. One of the better first periods they've had in the last 20 games.
And killing off a 5-on-3 has also got to raise the confidence level when you think of how good the Kings power play has been in the last 6 games. So with a long shot from the points. Again, Scrivens is there to steer it aside. Schultz will give it to David Perron to the middle. And picked up there by Leon Draisaitl. Avoids a huge hit from McNabb, and McNabb hurt himself as he went into the boards right in front of the Oiler bench.
Almost like how Mike Brown hurt himself from the San Jose Sharks when he took a run at, is it Matt Hendricks?
That's right. He in San Jose ended up breaking his leg. Jared Stoll last night had a couple of hit attempts that went awry. We'll see as McNabb recovers and gets back in the game. Doughty goes down with a spin-around pass to Muzzin, who takes a big hit from Hendricks. Left ball, checked by Toffoli. Richards behind the net. Mike Richards legs it back to Muzzin. Muzzin throws it towards the cage. That was blocked by Pitlick. Doughty in his own zone was given to Toffoli. Pass to Mike Richards. Richards across the blue line, moving in against Payne. Payne pushes him off the puck, but Andriop is there. That shot goes wide and is picked up by Klefbom. Now to Hendricks. Matt Hendricks takes his time, wires a long shot in, quick to save, and with Pitlick bearing down on him, decides to hang on to it.
Brayden McNabb skating to the Kings dressing room. It's going to be attended to. Looks back at the referee and goes, see this? How do you think this happened? Well, what happened was he went to make the hit. Stick comes up from Leon Draisaitl, catches him accidentally. Brayden McNabb then slams into the boards. Regardless whether it was accidental or not, it is a penalty, and that's why Daryl Sutter just looks a tad perturbed.
Has to be disturbed with what his team has done the last 10 games on the road. They are 3-5-2.
He does not like this.
Puck pops up and Quick catches it.
The last 4 games, the LA Kings have been very un-LA-like. Both 3-1. Daryl's always had good road teams. Daryl Sutter has been able to hold teams accountable, push his guys to those levels that it's hard to kind of grind it out, and he gets the most out of even skilled players who will grind it out. Right now, they're not playing with that detail and that grind that he normally likes.
Their last win on the road, you've got to go back to December 11th and a game in Ottawa. Kenny Purcell off his skate, and it comes right to Yakupov. The pass again off the skate, this time of Derek Roy. Quick drops it behind the net. Schultz will give it to Martinez. Alec Martinez. Carter for Kopitar, too far for him. And Petrie finds Derek Roy, moving in with Teddy Purcell. Schultz intercepts, gets the puck to Carter. Kopitar has it in his skates. Now he'll control and give it to Jeff Schultz. Schultz, right up the middle it goes to Lewis. He can't get too far. Kopitar. End of the shift is going to send that puck around the boards. Ference to Petrie. Hall to the middle to Eberle. Eberle across the blue line. Eberle runs into Muzzin. Muzzin separates him from the puck and gets the puck to Jared Stoll. Stoll gets to the red line, backhands it in. Hall coming back to help out Justin Schultz, and his pass up the middle out of the reach of Eberle. And that's coming back on the icing call.
Climb higher than ever before with the new King of the Hill, the 2015 Ski-Doo Summit XT3 from Martin Motorsports.
Todd Nelson now is fully in charge of the bench and what goes on. I think it's a good move by Craig MacTavish just to have that clarity on the bench. This is the guy doing the talking, and you've got to be listening to him, not both of us. I think it's a smart move by Craig just to come down, get a read on his team, get a read on the new guy, and then come back upstairs.
And it was beneficial for Todd Nelson, he said that. And I think that, you know, when you and I talked to Todd Nelson one-on-one, and the thing that came across when we were talking specifically about Nail Yakupov, and it's about the care and concern for the player, not only coaching him, not only getting him going, having to discipline him, but also giving him confidence. And maybe that's what some of these guys and this whole team needs right now.
As a player, you have to believe that your coach believes in you. And I think that's what Todd Nelson that message will be conveyed to these players.
Right now they're being outshot 11-8, but they lead on the scoreboard thanks to Matt Hendricks. David Perron, pass just out of his reach. spins down Martinez as it comes to the Foley on the far side. He'll play it to Martinez. Martinez under pressure there from Fraser. Fraser, Draisaitl, and Perron, the forward line. Pearson came together there with Fraser and spun him around right at the end of the shift. And Pearson heads off. Fraser is going to go over and get the puck. Perron, pass intercepted by Schultz, but carrying on was Gordon. Drew Doughty picks it up behind his own net. Kopitar, outlet for Gaborik. Marian Gaborik, steaming across the line. Can't get the shot through, blocked by Mark Fane. Clefbaugh, up the middle for Tyler Pitlick. Dropped it for Hendricks, got it back again. Pitlick, nice little pass to Gordon, off his skate though. Gaborik is checked. The fourth line able to tie up the top line for the LA Kings.
It's just a little bit of execution, isn't it, right now with the Los Angeles Kings? They're not quite on the game. The puck wobbles off their stick.
Shot by Martinez is blocked by Hendricks.
They don't quite make the right pass at the right time. It's just their timing's a little off.
This is game 2 of a 3-game Western Canadian road trip for the LA Kings. They'll be in Vancouver on Thursday and then go home to play Nashville on Saturday. Stoll, lost it. Roy with a shot that goes wide. Another intercept, this time by Yakupov. Brown to the middle for King. He gets checked, and Stoll comes together with Yakupov. The Oilers cut across the blue line. Teddy Purcell waits. Purcell with a shot up high. Petrie got it on the near side. Jeff Petrie throws it towards the net. Bad save by Jonathan Quick. Here's Yakupov chopping at it. Went off King and into the corner. But a good shift for this line. Justin Brown starts back the other way with Dwight King and Jared Stoll. Brown lays it behind the net for King. King by himself. Backhand in front for Stoll. Didn't get to it. Here is Schultz at the point. Schultz throws it towards the net. That one goes right through and goes wide. Doughty back to the point. Schultz waiting for it. Schultz will give it to Richards. Steps into a slap shot, and he fired that one so far wide. And it comes all the way down into LA King territory. Just a little bit outside. Williams drop pass to Richards. Richards, wrist shot this time, and a glove save by Ben Scrivens. Rogers, Oilers hockey, right here on Sportsnet. Oh, I must be in the front.
Well, lots of speculation about Leon Draisaitl, what may happen to him and whether he will continue his junior career, potentially with Kelowna. To this point, his family has not been able to come over and see him play in person in the NHL. His dad, Peter, is currently a coach in the Czech Republic, while his sister, Kim, and his mom, Sandra, are back in Germany. His sister, Kim, is currently in school. So how have they been able to keep up with their son or their brother? Well, of course, they have been watching Rogers Game Center Live to find out what Leon has been up to.
Gene Principe is #1 in Germany after he gave their wine a big plug, saying they're a great wine producer, and the facts bared it out. Yes, indeed, the 5th largest country, blah, blah, blah. Gene, you know you're right. The mayor of Dresden, future for Gene Principe.
Wow, you do not let stuff go, eh?
I do not. Gene doesn't let it go either. He keeps reminding me every day. Pitlick checked by Muzzin. Gordon, nice pass to Hendricks. Hendricks under pressure there from Williams. Brings it across the line, snaps the shot. Glove saved by Jonathan Quick. And let's send it back to Mr. Germany.
Yeah, thanks, guys. The Goals for Kids program is proudly sponsored by Synovus. For every Oilers goal this season, Synovus will donate $400 to KidSport. To date, the Oilers have scored 77 goals for a total of $30,800.
12 shots for the Kings, 11 for the Oilers. 11:25 left to go in the second period. Carter won that draw, but Fane keeps it in on the near side. Everly for Hall, pops out in front, and it's picked up there by Jeff Carter. Carter leads the team in points. Pearson chips it in, trying to outrace Mark Fane, but Fane gets there and gets the puck to Everly. Left block, sees it go by him. Martinez trying to pinch. Carter knocked it out of the air, but it's picked up by Everly. Nugent Hopkins. Drop pass for Hall, but Carter was there to intercept it. Foley chopped it out. Petrie cuts off Pearson. Nugent Hopkins to Hall. Hall, nice pass to Eberle. Petrie joining the rush as well. Nugent-Hopkins stops, centers in. It went right through the skates of Eberle. Klefbom gathers it up. He'll give it to Hall. Bouncing puck is controlled by Yabara. He lost it. Hall's got it. Hall, Nugent-Hopkins scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It's 2-0 Edmonton.
Talked about the big line. Big line versus big line. And they get a break here in the neutral zone. It's a 3-on-1. And it comes up with 0. Bupkis, not even a shot. But good recovery, good jump in right there. Oscar Klefbom jumps in. Good forecheck, continuing to keep the pressure on. And then after that, it turns over into this. A terrific pass from Taylor Hall. And that's a release. That's on your stick and off your stick. Relentless pressure, being resilient after a 3-on-1 didn't work, and then the relentless pressure to get the puck back and score a big goal.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' first career goal against the LA Kings. An assist to Taylor Hall. As Nugent-Hopkins takes over the team lead in goals, he's got 11. Hall's got 12 helpers. And Jordan Eberle completes the scoring play with his 15th assist of the year.
The Oilers goal scored by
9:32, the time of the goal, but here's a 2-on-1 pick the other way, and it was broken up neatly by Jeff Petrie. Brown in the corner. Around the boards it goes. Fraser takes a look and flips that puck down the ice. Shots even at 12 apiece. 9.5 minutes to go in the second period. The Oilers with one more goal than they scored the last time these teams met. Stoll, checked by Roy. Trevor Lewis. Teddy Purcell combines with Andrew Ference to take the puck away from him. Yakupov gets by Martinez. Yakupov, Derek Roy, pass for Teddy Purcell. Purcell stick handles in traffic and gets the puck to Ference. Martinez intercepts, lost it. Yakupov's got it. Yakupov lays it out in front, comes back to Schultz at the point. He'll give it to Ference, wrist shot through traffic. The traffic provided by Derek Roy. Stoll wants to get it out, he does to King. White King, long shot, misses. Struan thought about playing it, couldn't leave it. And it was dangerously close. Outside the trapezoid is a shot from Doughty is steered aside by Scrivens. Ference. Pitlick gets it out to center. Jake Muzzin content to shoot that puck right back in as the Kings make changes. Williams, Andrioff, and Richards, the forward line against the fourth line for the Oilers, Hendricks, Gordon, and Pitlick. Puck's still alive as Williams has got it. Hendricks has got him. The digging continues. Now it comes around to the near side. Tyler Pitlick in a race with Doughty, and Doughty takes him hard into the boards. Richards with a pass to Justin Williams. Drew Doughty back at the point. Here comes a one-time shot from Muzzin. Richards looking for the rebound. He gets stumped. The puck is loose, and then Scrivens gets knocked over. As Andrioff barreled into Ben Scrivens. And this may have been building the last TV timeout as the Kings had words with Scrivens. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins now has 5 points in his last 6 games. He gives the Oilers a 2-0 lead.
Andrioff in the penalty box for roughing. He took a hard path to the net. A little scramble out front. Good chance, and then just bowling into Ben Scrivens. Draws a 2-minute minor.
Oilers' second power play of the game. Generated 1 shot. Their man advantage in the first period. Nugent-Hopkins against Jarrett Stoll. Wins that to Hall. Gets it back to the point. Eberle to Schultz. This is Hall with a wrist shot. Pad save by Jonathan Quick. Schultz quickly over to Hall. Teddy Purcell providing the traffic in front. That one hit him. And Quick pounces on it, and he'll hold it.
Wrist shot by Hall produced a big rebound on the right side. Jordan Eberle was rolling towards the net, and the puck just popped right off the pads of Jonathan Quick past Jordan Eberle, and that's why you shoot the puck. Smart play by Taylor Hall, and you're Jordan Eberle. You see Taylor Hall start to roll towards the net, you go to the net.
Nugent Hopkins against Kopitar. Won again by Nugent Hopkins to Hall. Schultz moves to the middle. Now he'll give it to Eberle. Eberle with a wrist shot. Stopped by Quick, and the second chance also denied as Green comes in to have a word there with Jordan Eberle.
Talked to Bill Ranford, who is the goalie coach for the LA Kings, and I asked him, what's it like to be coaching a guy like Jonathan Quick? He said what Jonathan Quick does is that he works incredibly hard away from the game. In the gym, in practice, his work ethic is exceptional, and he's one of the lowest maintenance guys he's ever been around. He doesn't worry about his pads, doesn't worry about his mask or his stick or anything like that.
Hall, and that shot blocked before it got through to Jonathan Quick. Schultz gives it to Eberle. Back to Schultz. Schultz over to Hall. Gets it back again. Schultz with a shot through traffic. That one hit Kopitar. Hall gathers it up. He'll get it back to Justin Schultz. Quickly go across the ice to Eberle. Schultz to Hall. Hall to the middle it goes. A bouncing puck. Nugent Hopkins from the corner. Schultz wants it. Takes the shot. Didn't get all of it. Comes to Eberle. His shot deflects up into the netting.
Looking to shoot. Wanting to shoot. Actually taking the opportunity to shoot. But the LA Kings. Watch Matt Green here. He's number 2 in front of the net. Puck is going to be popped out to the high point. First guy goes out, partially blocked by Kopitar, and then Matt Green right there to block the shot. You got your top guys blocking shots. That's a great sign. That's how you build championship teams.
The Oilers with 15 shots on the net, but 33 attempts. Roy wins the draw, gets it back to Petrie. But it's taken there by Jeff Schultz. He'll fire it down the ice. Petrie, Fraser, Roy, and Perron. McKeith hits Richards with it. Now he'll give it to David Perron. Perron leads the rush with 35 seconds of power play time remaining. Drops it for McKeith. Pass for Fraser. Jeff Schultz to the corner for Drew Doughty. He is checked by Derek Roy, but manages to send that puck the length of the ice. McKeith. Draisaitl will give it a bump as the puck comes to Martinez. Alec Martinez flips it down the ice. And time almost up with a penalty to Andrea. The Oilers with 3 shots on this power play. They are 0 for 2. They have generated 4 of their 15 shots with the man advantage. Teddy Purcell. And offside was Matt Fraser. It's Rogers Oilers hockey, and it's right here on Sportsnet.
Well, during the TV timeout, Ben Scrivens and Jonathan Quick. There's Jonathan Quick quickly squirts Ben Scrivens, and then Ben Scrivens squirts him right back. Quick takes the mask off and then has his own water down as they seem to enjoy each other's company. And speaking of squirts, Ford Drills and Skills is giving you and your minor hockey team a chance to train like a pro at Rexall Place. Submit what you've done in the community, and you could be chosen as a finalist, because being a pro on the ice starts with what you do off the ice. To enter, visit FordDrillsandSkills.ca.
Leon Draisaitl shot. Quick got over there and got a piece of it, and back the other way comes to Foley. Outlet pass for Carter. Is that 70 line is back together again. To Foley, Carter, and Pearson. Yakupov and Toffoli. As Toffoli gave him a little bit of a shot in the back of the leg, and Yakupov turned around and responded. Carter and Perron doing a little face washing.
We're going to have some guys take a couple minutes in the penalty box after this. So just as the play goes offside, there's the chop on the back of the leg from Tyler Toffoli. And then the gloves to the face.
And if I'm Nail Yakupov, he didn't shoot the puck.
No.
And Toffoli still gave him a whack on the back of the leg.
You just turn and respond. the LA Kings will test you. Any team that has gone as far as the LA Kings have gone the last couple of years in the playoffs, they will test you all the time in many, many different ways. And that's a little test that Todd Nelson looks upon and goes, okay, I don't mind that from Nail Yakupov to take that penalty.
Well, Toffoli gets roughing and Yakupov gets slashing, but I think it was the other way around because Toffoli slashed Yakupov and then got roughed up.
If you're just going to be about the details,
Yeah,
Kevin,
I know.
I mean, come on.
Really sharp angle shot, quick the save. Either way, they're in the block for 2 minutes. At 4-on-4. That means Nugent Hopkins and Hall started it. And they're out there now with Klefbom and Fane. It is Gaborik and Kopitar for the Kings. And this is Marian Gaborik. Andrei Kopitar to Martinez. Alec Martinez across the blue line. Scrivens stops it up there for Justin Schultz. He'll play it around the boards, and Teddy Purcell's waiting for it. Purcell to Petrie. Jeff Petrie moves in, stops, lays it down low for Hall. Gets it back again. Muzzin gave it away. Slap pass intended for Purcell off his stick. Doughty gives it to Jake Muzzin. Lays it off the boards for Gaborik. It got by him. And it's going to be an icing call against the Kings.
Introducing the new BF Goodrich KO2 tire. BF Goodrich. Take control.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game is Oikos Multi-Pack.
54 seconds of 4-on-4. Derek Roy and David Perron get a chance with Schultz and Petrie. Carter wins that draw. He's still on the ice with Gaborik. Muzzin plays it back to Drew Doughty. Doughty played 27 minutes and 34 seconds last night in Calgary. Stops inside the blue line. And he gets knocked down. Derek Roy digging for it. Shot by Pearson goes wide and comes all the way back to Muzzin in his own zone. Petrie stumbled just a little bit, but Schultz was there to help him out. Justin Schultz sends it down the ice. No icing. Doughty will go back to get it. The Oilers will get a change in. Gordon and Hendricks now for the last 10 seconds of 4-on-4. Doughty right up the middle for Jared Stoll. He is stopped. And Doughty will play it to Muzzin. He'll shoot it in, and both Yakupov and Toffoli step back on the ice. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the second period. The only goal coming from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at 9:32, with Eberle and Hall getting the helpers. Brown gets by Pitlick. Lays it towards Scrivens. He's going to cover up. Well, our next score and win winner, courtesy of Safeway and Oikos Multi-Packs, is Nicholas Kunau of Edmonton, who has won the Bradley Original Electric Smoker, thanks to Edmonton's second goal of the game. Congratulations. And it was the 11th goal of the year and 4th at home for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
I think the determination of the Oilers really was the reason that goal scored. Tremendous quick release by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, as you said, his first goal against the Los Angeles Kings. That's in his 11th game against the Kings.
Taylor Hall gets his 5th assist as a shot comes from Martinez, and Scrivens makes the glove save.
Now, Ben Scrivens has not been terribly busy or really tested, but you got to be ready off the face-off here. Terrific win by Mike Richards. That deflects a little bit off of Taylor Hall. That's actually a tougher save, and it looked like such a great job on the angle there, guys, that from that angle you see it moves a little bit, and there wasn't a lot of room to see that puck.
His 18th save of the hockey game. Hendricks against Trevor Lewis. Brought in by Richards. He's with King. Richards lets the shot go, and that one deflected, and then again, Scrivens got a piece of it. Martinez and Schultz on the blue line, and it is Martinez who takes a hit from Hendricks. Hendricks at center. Gets knocked down by Martinez. Trevor Lewis back into his own zone. He'll give it to Jeff Schultz. Schultz to King. Now to Martinez. Martinez to King. Dwight King moving in. King lets the shot go. Scrivens the save. He juggled the rebound but covers up.
Very effective breakout by the Los Angeles Kings, and when they're on their game, they move the puck so effectively out of their zone, using that last defenseman, and then it's just give and go. Shot towards the net. You're going to see more of this. Kings starting to go to the net maybe a little later, maybe a little crowd on Ben Scrivens. Try to find a way to pierce the armor of Ben Scrivens right now.
And that is a big team as Brown lets a shot go and Scrivens makes another save. Dwight King, who took that last shot, he's 6'4", 230 pounds, and he's not unusual on that team that size. Clefbaum sends it around the boards. Brown. Clefbaum trying to keep it in. Can't do it. The Oilers will have to tag up, and they do, as Doughty. The pass for Brown off his stick. Kopitar lost it. Jake Muzzin pinching. Brown covers for him at the point. Eberle brings it off the glass and gets that puck out. Muzzin will drop it back for Doughty. Doughty spun around there by Hall. Hall moving in, and that one costs 2 lines.
Now, at the start of the game, in our pregame, we showed Taylor Hall last time the LA Kings played the Edmonton Oilers. It was Drew Doughty, it was Dustin Brown, it was everybody going after Taylor Hall playing the body. Just a little shot on the hip of Drew Doughty, spins him around and almost generates a scoring chance. Not very often you're able to knock Drew Doughty off his skates, and it's good to see Taylor Hall trying to be physical.
21 shots for the Kings, 15 for the Oilers, with just over a minute to go in the second period. Pearson, in the corner it goes, takes a hop right to Carter with a shot, and there is Ben Scrivens to make a bad save.
There is Jeff Carter, being Jeff Carter, gets on the inside and just body position everything for that scoring chance.
70s line continues to be together in this second period, trying to generate some offense. 1 goal in Calgary last night. Nothing so far here in Rexall. Swept in by Teddy Purcell. Schultz, forced behind his net, gets it to Martinez. It comes to Carter. Carter, outlet to Tanner Pearson. Draisaitl, he's got Perron. David Perron has to beat Drew Doughty. Bumps him, throws it towards the middle, and that deflected and went right to Quick, who covered it up. Fraser was cruising in front.
David Perron checking his hand. He jets out of the zone. He reads the play. Now he's going to take off and stretch. Drew Doughty, though, such a great skater, keeps up with him, gets body position, but able to spin off the hit. Perron finds the man in front. Jonathan Quick just in the right position, making the save.
Off the skate of Jake Muzzin. Doughty to Muzzin. Maybe one shot. As that puck goes down the ice, the Oilers get the only offense in that second period, being outshot by the Kings 22-16, but it's 2-0 Oilers after 40.
Lots of cameramen will be working because Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey ushers in a 2015 with a New Year's Eve doubleheader. It all begins at 4:30 p.m. Mountain as the Toronto Maple Leafs visit the Boston Bruins on all Sportsnet channels. Then at 7:30 p.m. Mountain, Oilers visits Calgary Flames for the second time in 5 nights, hoping for a different result than last Saturday. The Battle of Alberta also on the 4 main Sportsnet channels along with Sportsnet 1. Whew. Go ahead, guys.
All right, Gene, let's take a look at the scoring summaries brought to you by Worley Parsons Cord. Visit WorleyParsonsCord.com to find your place on our construction team.
In the first period, it was Matt Hendricks with a goal from Derek Roy and Oscar Clefbaum. 7-6 were the shots. The Kings had the edge. In the second period, things changed because Ryan Nugent-Hopkins got his first goal against the LA Kings in his career. Taylor Hall with a great assist. 1 assist taken away there, as you noticed. Shots 10 for the Oilers, 15 for the Kings. So that's 22-16 if you're adding up at home. That's the shots. 2-0 in the important category.
And also, the Oilers are 4-1-3 when they lead after 40 minutes, trying to win their 5th game, but having the lead after 2 and trying to hand the LA Kings their 5th straight loss on the road. Derek Roy checked by Toffoli, Carter, and Pearson. We talked about that 70s line. It is together in the second period, together here in the third. Muzzin and Doughty on the point. Doughty's played over 20 minutes already in this hockey game. Carter checked by Yakupov. Puck comes back to Doughty at the point. Drew Doughty works his way in, lets a wrist shot go through traffic. The rebound goes to the corner, and Doughty is right on it. Yakupov plays it around the boards. Toffoli covering for Doughty. Gets it in to Doughty. Checked by Petrie, though. Here's Jake Muzzin jumping up on the play. Muzzin, his backhand is stopped by Derek Roy. A bouncing puck. Pearson can't get it through. In fact, he hit his teammate, Jeff Carter, who was suffering from the flu. That is insult, injury, and virus. He hobbles to the bench. Dwight King downs it in. Going after it is Marian Gaborik. Everly checked by King, but gets the puck to Fane. Taylor Hall. Long pass for Jordan Everly. Moving in with Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins' shot goes wide. Hall gets to it first, plays it back to the point. Fane had to retreat. He had King right on him. Kopitar will give it to Gaborik. Marian Gaborik. And that puck is gloved ahead, and we've got a whistle.
Jeff Carter has not taken very long shifts. He's been out on the ice a lot, but not taking very long shifts. This one he stayed out for over a minute, and right at the tail end of it, he takes a shot right off the foot. And as you said, not feeling well because of the flu. Gutted it out yesterday, and now going to the box with his foot hurting. He's just a hurting cat, period. He's not a very happy guy about it.
But that line has been dynamite for the LA Kings.
Well, Gerald Sutter moved Jeff Carter off that 70s line to get everybody else going. And Gaborik and Kopitar have really responded in the last 6 games. They have scored 12 of the 22 goals the Kings have scored in the last 6 games. That's amazing. What a percentage.
The LA Kings will be in Vancouver on Thursday, go home to play Nashville Saturday. And you can watch that game no matter where you are. It's on all Sportsnet channels. The game. And Stoll just hit Dustin Brown with the puck. Doughty. Tipped by Lewis. Comes right to Scrivens. He'll give it to Clefbaum. Around the boards it goes. Waiting for it is Frazier. Takes a hit from Muzzin as he gets the puck down the ice. Green to Lewis. That Green with it again. Green will bring it in himself. Chips it in. He's going to chase. Matt Green down low. Trying to backhand for Richards. Broken up there by Justin Schultz. And picked up now by Hendricks. Pass to the middle. Backhanded in by Pitlick. He is given a bump by Andriov. Pitlick in turn with a hit of his own. Williams. Taken to the boards by Hendricks. Hendricks flips it out to the middle for Pitlick. Andriov comes back defensively, and he will give it to Jeff Schultz. Schultz and Martinez. Here's Martinez. Pass intercepted as it comes back to Nikita. Picked off there by Pearson. Jeff Schultz to Alec Martinez. Under pressure there from Teddy Purcell. To Foley. Carter. Pearson. Shot. And getting his stick in the way there was Jeff Petrie. Martinez keeps it in for Toffoli. He's got Pearson out in front. Pearson ends up behind the net. Tries the wraparound. Stopped by Scrivens. They push and shove. Petrie plays it around the boards. Martinez is there to keep it in. Now Yakupov with a chance to exit the zone. With Teddy Purcell and Roy. Here's Yakupov. Couldn't get a clean shot away as it went off Martinez. Gaborik back the other way. Marian Gaborik by himself. A weak shot goes into the corner. Teddy Purcell lost it to Gaborik. Marian Gaborik Kopitar out in front for King. It got by him, and it also got by Jake Muzzin. The Oilers and Kings will hook up 3 more times, twice here, March 3rd and April 7th. In between that, the teams will be in LA on April the 2nd. Kopitar back to Muzzin. He bobbled it, gave it away. Here's a chance for Hall. Hall moving in with Eberle. Hall with a shot that goes wide. Doughty got a stick on that, but look at Eberle knock it down, get possession back to Ference. Lets it go through traffic. It's wide. Hall at the side of the net. Looking for Nugent Hopkins out in front. It got by number 93. Doughty back the other way. Checked smartly there by Ference as the Kings make changes. And so do the Oilers on a dangerous chance for Taylor Hall. Scrivens stops it, leaves it there for Ference. Scrivens gets dumped. Draisaitl plays it back to Ference and gets the puck back again. Leon Draisaitl to Ference. Ference, drop pass for Schultz. Takes the shot, he'll bring it in himself. To the middle, he goes to Fraser. Matt Fraser circles the net. Fraser hanging onto it. Back to Clefbaum. He'll give it to Pitlick. Go cross ice to Schultz with a shot that went off Jared Stoll. Pitlick from the corner. He knocks down Braden McNabb, who's had a tough night. Schultz bounced it off his teammate. The Oilers recover. And it's picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks going to bring it in. Taking it from Green and knock the stick out of Green's hand. And Hendricks just carries on. Shot from Gordon stopped, and here is Brown. Brown turning in his own zone. Brown to Williams. Throws it towards the net, steered aside by Scrivens. To the corner it goes. Williams gets knocked down. The puck comes to Schultz at the point. Throws it towards the net. That goes wide. Yakupov chucks at it. Can't get it by Martinez. His shot blocked by Petrie. Petrie comes together with Andrian. Person. Richardson keeps it in. Here's Martinez with a wrist shot. Blocked by Yakupov. Yakupov plays it around the boards. Teddy Purcell bumps into Jeff Schultz. Kings keeping the pressure on, but have not been able to get shots through on the bench Scrivens. Thanks to guys like Nail Yakupov. Yakupov cross ice pass, stopped by Schultz, and cleared down into Oiler territory. Fane wraps it around the boards. Eberle going after Doughty. Nugent Hopkins on the steal. Hall in front, tipped it towards the net, blocked by Jeff Carter. Carter. Outlet pass for Tanner Pearson. Pearson working against Fane. Fane will have none of it. Eberle. Under pressure for Tyler Toffoli. Gets it back to Clefbaum. Hall. In full stride across the blue line. Taylor Hall comes together with Doughty. Toffoli will give it to Pearson. Pearson moving in against Ference. Backhands it in. Scrivens will play it himself. Off the top of the glass, inches away from the netting. Pearson. Dumps it in. Ference head on a swivel. Takes the hit from Kopitar. Draisaitl under pressure gets double teamed there by King and Gaborik. King trying to pin it. Kopitar's got it. Kopitar. End off Draisaitl. Drops it for Martinez. Martinez puts it in the front of the net here. King one chance. Stuck by Scrivens. Kopitar an opportunity and that slides wide.
Pace has picked up the match.
Schultz lets it go through traffic. Rebound attempt. Gaborik knocked down by Schultz. The Oilers weather the storm. Draisaitl back the other way. Leon Draisaitl cutting from the net. Draisaitl gets tripped up by Schultz. Goes heavily into the boards. Kings want to make a change. Kopitar shoots it down into Oiler territory. 25 shots for LA, 17 for the Oilers. Last night they outshot Calgary 27-15. 6 minutes, 33 seconds in between whistles.
Well, quite a while ago, Taylor Hall had an outstanding opportunity. Makes the pressure at the blue line, gets the headman pass, and now he rolls in. Drew Doughty, though, so good defensively with his stick. But it's going to come back to Taylor Hall as he slides and disappears. And he tries for a little bit of a wraparound as Jonathan Quick. A little bit of extension of Jonathan Quick with the splits. And David Perron gets a check finish by Trevor Lewis. And then after that, David got up in quite a bit of agony and made his way over to the bench. And he's been uncomfortable ever since.
Green shot deflected wide. Gordon takes a hit. Boy, Gordon uses the glass and gets the puck down to center. Picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks lets the shot go. Quick the save. Hendricks on it. Check by McNabb. Gets knocked down. Gets the puck to Derek Roy. Roy taken to the boards by Stoll, and it's Matt Green who comes up with it. Lewis to Brown. For Trevor Lewis. Nikic gets the puck out, and it's picked up now by the captain. Brown to Richards. Richards to Williams. Williams centering pass, and doesn't put it just wide.
Wow, that was close. Ben Scrivens lost the stick.
Doesn't have a stick. Andrea hit the referee with it. Teddy Purcell leaves it there for Petrie. Scrivens gets his stick back. As Muzzin fires it on the opposite corner. Williams going after it. The keeper gets there first. Gets it by Yakupov. And it'll come back on the icing call.
Cotswood Interiors, everything a furniture store should be. Inspiring selection, complimentary design service, and quality you can trust.
Rush up the ice by the Kings. They stay on side just barely. And what a pass by Justin Williams. Just past to Jake Muzzin. He puts it wide. Ben Scrivens out challenging the Williams pass. Muzzin was all by himself.
Doughty shot. Post. Clanks and stays out. Kings with a big push back here. Nikic takes his time, flips it to Yakupov. It gets by him. Doughty will gather it. The Oilers will get a change. Drew Doughty, Tyler to Foley. To Foley, to Doughty, snaps the shot. Scrivens has the answer. Doughty. Here's a chance for Pearson, stopped by Scrivens, reaching for the rebound. It comes free, and Everly will send it down the ice. The net comes off the moorings. It's a 2-0 game here at Rexall Place. Rogers Oilers hockey on the net.
So as the play ended and we were going to commercial, the horn sounded over at the timekeeper's bench. That means they wanted the refs to come over and have a look on the Drew Doughty shot. We heard it clank funny. We thought maybe it went off the post. From that angle, it looks like it did. From this angle, in the net and out. Referee is about to make his decision.
It is Dean Morton and Eric Furlat.
After further review, it was determined that the puck went in the net at 9:58 mark. We have a good goal for the Los Angeles Kings.
And it is Drew Doughty's 4th goal of the season.
And Drew Doughty, was really interesting. As soon as the play ended, even before the horn buzzed, Drew Doughty jumped to a ref and said that was in. He knew he had scored there.
And we could tell as it didn't make a sound.
There's a good angle right here. It makes a move, goes off the back of the net. One more time from the overhead. In the net, out of the net, and the LA Kings are right back in there.
An unassisted goal for Drew Doughty. 10:02, the time of the goal. 28 shots for the LA Kings, and Drew Doughty now has 22 points on the season. And we've got a 1-goal game.
You mentioned it, Kevin, that the Kings have put a push on in this third period.
Kopitar. The Dwight King gets the puck back again. Kopitar with Gaborik and King. This was the line without Jeff Carter, as they are weighing on the 70s line. As Draisaitl's shot goes wide. Martinez behind the net, checked by Draisaitl. David Perron, you mentioned he got shook up earlier. He is back on the ice. Good news for the Oilers. Klefbom pitches against Gaborik. This is Marian Gaborik. Gaborik right up the middle for Kopitar. He's got King with him. Here is King looking for it. Scrivens got a glove on it. The puck's still loose.
Louis DeBrusque talked about Mark Fane, how much he liked him in his defensive posture. Good play right there defensively by Mark Fane.
Fane checks King, gets the puck to Perron, and went in his skates. McNabb chops it to the corner. King takes a look as the Kings make changes. Lewis and Stoll hop over the boards. Draisaitl with the puck. Lewis comes in quickly. Mark Fane takes a look. He takes a hit from Stoll. Green stepping up there on Fraser. Lewis covers for Green. He's got the puck. Trevor Lewis gets around Fraser. Lewis still has a wraparound attempt. Hits the side of the net. Puck stuck there. King will give it to Stoll. Stoll back to the point. Green lets it go through traffic provided by Trevor Lewis. Green keeps it in. Lewis has got it again. Lewis checked by Fraser. Klefbom lost it. Here comes Brown. Brown out in front for Stoll. Good play by Klefbom, preventing Stoll from getting the shot.
We talked about the forward key for the LA Kings. Their forecheck. They're bringing it now.
Brown shot stopped by Scrivens. His helmet pops off, and we get a whistle. The Kings out shooting the Oilers 7-1 in this period. Ben Scrivens' mask pops off right here. We'll take a break and be back. Tonight's Outstanding Play is brought to you by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
It's the first goal of the evening by the Edmonton Oilers. Good work, outstanding work, I would say. There's moving the puck around. First of all, gaining it, moving around, and a heck of a one-timer. Derek Roy, Matt Hendricks, boom. Everybody knew that connection was going to work all night long for the Edmonton Oilers.
Matt Hendricks and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers getting a bit of a break because the glass being replaced down here in the corner.
Here to cheer or just for the beer? Half off wings during the game and game day drink specials every time Edmonton plays all day long. Hudson's, Canada's Pub.
Shop at Safeway today and you could be our next lucky winner. Watch future Sportsnet telecasts. You could win an all-inclusive trip for two to a Grand Bahia Prince Bay resort, courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals.
And this came at a great time for the Edmonton Oilers as the scoring chances have been tilted towards LA 6-zip. According to Dave Moyer, our statistician, and he never lies, and he's always right.
As we're seeing with a lot of the teams in the West, their numbers lately against the Edmonton Oilers, last 11 games, 9-0-2. Scary good by the Los Angeles Kings.
Oilers trying to snap a 3-game losing streak here at home against the Kings with 7:25 left to go in the third period. Brown, Williams, and Richards up front. Wasn't in Doughty on the blue line. Scrivens makes the save. Williams looking for it. Picked up by Hendricks. Matt Hendricks flips it out. Doughty given a shove by Pitlick. That allows Gordon to get the puck, and he'll dump it in. Doughty played it around the boards. Intercepted there by Boyd Gordon. Muzzin pushes it back to Doughty. He'll try the near side. Pitlick all over him. Doughty gets it to Brown. Pass didn't work. Muzzin carries on to Brown. Nice pass to Richards. Richards to Williams. Williams, wrist shot. Scrivens the save. No rebound.
31 shots for the Los Angeles Kings to the 17 by the Edmonton Oilers. And Ben Scrivens in this third period has been very busy. He's battling right now. Some of the saves he's kind of thrown his body at. Some I don't think he's picked up until the last second. But he is battling for his team right now. He is keeping them in the position where they've got that one-goal lead.
Jeff Carter got an assist on that goal by Drew Doughty, so he now has 28 points on the year. As that puck goes out of play, the discussion, and it was tipped out, so we'll get a face-off in the Oilers zone. Drew Doughty, 7 career goals against Edmonton, the second most versus any team. He's got 12 points against the Oilers in his career. And at 10:02, we cut the lead by Oilers to just 1 goal.
I urge you to go online and find the winning goal against the Chicago Blackhawks in Game 7 that won the series, and find Drew Doughty's reaction on the bench. It is classic Drew Doughty. Nobody likes to see his team win more than Drew Doughty.
Carter won that draw. Clefbaum to Gordon. Gordon gets it down the ice. And no icing for Jeff Schultz. He got it to Carter. Carter. Pearson to Toffoli. Toffoli snaps the shot. Scrivens steers that into the corner. Pearson gets there first, gets it to Toffoli. Carter cruising in front as the puck comes back to Jeff Schultz. Schultz will give it right back to Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli at the blue line. Still has it. Pass for Schultz. Tipped into the corner. Carter comes up with it. Back to Toffoli. Toffoli shot, and he missed on the glove side. Martinez pinching in. Martinez stopped once by Fain. The other time by Pittman. Here's a shot right on. Scrivens makes the save, and with Tyler Toffoli trying to cut around the net, he bumped into Scrivens, and the net comes off the moorings. 2-1 the score here. Rogers, Oilers hockey on the net. We've got 5 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the third period. Drew, let's take a look at the game review.
Derek Roy makes an instant impact with an assist on his second shift to the Matt Hendricks goal. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets a goal against the Los Angeles Kings, and it was a beauty on assist from Taylor Hall. And the question remains, will the 11-game unbeaten streak end? The last time in regulation that the LA Kings lost, February 28, 2008. I was just a hope in your eyes back then.
Kopitar behind the net. Nugent-Hopkins tying him up. Dwight King. Clefbaum working him over as Kopitar still has it, gets it to King, sweeps it back to Doughty at the point. Doughty to King. Kopitar. 5:23 left to go in regulation time. Nugent-Hopkins, Eberle, and Hall start away. Eberle going after it. Muzzin gets there, plays it off the boards. Nugent-Hopkins couldn't keep it in. Jake Muzzin picks it up. Pass for Kopitar, intercepted by Hall, and a penalty coming up on Jake Kopitar as he tripped up Taylor Hall, and the Oilers will have a power play.
Well, you talked about the glass repair coming at the right time. This power play comes at the right time. Good work by Taylor Hall to take away the middle of the ice. Anze Kopitar gets the leg out, the right leg out, trips Taylor Hall. And this power play is exactly what the doctor ordered. Todd Nelson knows this is a critical moment in the third period. You got a chance to put the game away right here.
They had 3 shots on the last power play. This is their third chance with a man advantage. Perron, Fraser, Roy, Yakupov, and Petrie. It is Derek Roy against Jared Stoll. Stoll wins the draw to Green. It gets by Yakupov. Scrivens will leave it there for Petrie. Derek Roy. An assist on the first goal of the game by Matt Hendricks. Green has it in his skates. Can't get it by David Perron. He'll give it to Petrie. Petrie winds, lets the shot go, and he hammered that shot, missed the target, comes all the way down into Oiler territory. Scrivens will give it to Roy. He'll send it around the boards. Matt Fraser waiting for it there. Roy. To Schultz. Justin Schultz wraps it in. The puck comes instead to Brown. Brown with Richards. Mike Richards stops, lets the shot go. That went off Derek Roy. Comes to Schultz, who takes a hit but gets the puck to Nugent-Hopkins. Hall will play it back to Schultz. 58 seconds left to go in the penalty to Anze Kopitar. Schultz under pressure from Pearson. Eberle checked by Tanner Pearson. The puck comes back to Schultz. Hall coming back to help out defensively. This is Hall who starts the rush down the right side. Now he'll cut to the middle. Hall dishes off to Eberle. Trying to get the return feed. Broken up by Martinez. Good play by Schultz. Now Schultz cross ice looking for Purcell. Teddy Purcell. Purcell back to the point. Nugent-Hopkins waiting for it. He'll give it to Hall. Hall to Nugent-Hopkins. Snaps a shot. Sticks in the way from Martinez and Toffoli. Martinez can't get it by Hall. Taylor Hall, Schultz ready to fire. Hall instead goes to Eberle. Out in front it comes. Backhand. Attempt by Purcell goes wide. Hall's got it again. Right out in front. He feeds it. Green there to kick it away.
Not a bad idea.
A broken stick for Green. Nugent Hopkins has the puck in front for Schultz with a shot. And that is blocked, and Toffoli took a stick up high. And Justin Schultz is going to the penalty box with 3:01 left to go here in regulation time as they check for blood.
Looks like it's only 2. Tyler Toffoli blocks the shot and then pays the price, taking a stick in the face. And now the power play going to roll in the LA Kings direction. Rister, block shot, slap at the puck, natural reaction from any player playing hockey. Try and knock that puck down out of the air. And now the LA Kings have a huge chance in their critical moment of the game.
The Kings on their 3rd power play. They did not generate a shot, and their last man advantage.
And their power play has not been anything to write home about with their road trip. These last 4 games that we talked about, their struggles.
Carter against Boyd Gordon. He wins the draw. This is Anze Kopitar. Kopitar feeds it down low. Gaborik back to Doughty, throws it towards the net, and that gets tipped right into the netting.
Well, both coaches here now have to rely on different guys. Daryl Sutter relies on his top players. He's got his big boys out there. Meanwhile, the most trustworthy guys on for Todd Nelson: Mark Fane, Boyd Gordon, Oscar Klefbom, Matt Hendricks.
Doughty to Muzzin. Muzzin, wrist shot, stopped by Scrivens. Gaborik gets the rebound. Gaborik, Kopitar plays it back to the point. Doughty waiting for it. Doughty dishes to Kopitar. Kopitar down low for Gaborik. Gaborik, one crack at it. Pad save by Scrivens. Another chance. They score. Jake Muzzin ties the game with a power play goal.
The LA Kings just pushed and pushed and pushed, and they brought all the pressure right down to the net. But the power play starts from up top. All good power plays start from up top. It goes back to Drew Doughty. So elusive. What a nice little play. Good rotation off the top. And Mark Fane blocks the shot. But look where Muzzin stays. He stays down. He doesn't come in and get out. He comes down on the back door, and now he's just going to stop. He's going to stay there. Backs out a little bit just to make himself available. Makes himself available, and somehow that goes in the short side. After the game Ben Scrivens has played, he's played so well. How that goes in, I have no idea. We've seen that movie before.
Jake Muzzin has 5 goals on the season. 3 of them have come on the power play. Williams now moving in. Williams stops against Barretts. Shot goes right through the blue paint. Gaborik and Kopitar get the assist. At 17:35, the LA Kings have come back to tie the game with 2 goals in the 3rd period. Their 11th power play goal in their last 7 games. Richards in a battle with Nugent Hopkins right in front of the Oiler bench. 37-17, the shots favor the Kings. Doughty to Muzzin. Pass for Lewis. Trevor Lewis moving in. Centering pass broken up there by Klefbom. Oscar Klefbom to Eberle. Eberle finds Petrie. Pass to Hall. Hall snaps one over to Eberle. Eberle stops up, waits. Here is Fane with a wrist shot deflected off Lewis's stick, and it comes right to Quick. He'll glove it and hang on.
Now Jonathan Quick has not been very busy. And he makes this save. This is Jonathan Quick. Athletic. But still, he's on his feet, and then at the last second. Now, here's where the puck goes in. Just as Ben Scrivens pulls up to face the shot, a little bit opens on that short side, just a little bit. And Jake Muzzin finds it. The key to that whole play, though, Jake Muzzin going in and then just staying down low, putting all the pressure at the front of the net.
Doesn't get a lot of publicity because he plays with number 8. But Jake Muzzin's now got 7 points in his last 10 games.
So good. Compliments Drew Doughty like nobody else.
Carter takes it away from Fane. Less than a minute to go in regulation time. Hendricks gets to the red line, dumps the puck in. Quick plays it himself to Toffoli. Foley will play it back to Alec Martinez. Martinez. Pearson. Opposite corner it goes. Kings making changes. Jeff Petrie. Perron to the middle for Roy. He'll play it back to Petrie. Now to Ferris. 25 seconds left to go in regulation time. Teddy Purcell. Derek Roy. Raided out in front. Doughty was there defensively, and it's picked up by Dustin Brown. Brown chips it in against Ferris. Goes in against Jeff Petrie. Petrie comes away with the puck, sends it around the boards, and it gets by Muzzin. Doughty will cruise over and get it. Teddy Purcell giving chase. And we are going to overtime.
You said it, Kevin, in the third period. The LA Kings really put a push on, and that push has resulted in them grabbing now a chance to win this in overtime. Todd Nelson's got to get his team back to that relaxation state where they're playing to win, not playing to lose.
2-2 is the score as we're headed to extra time.
Rogers Oilers Hockey. Brought to you by Rogers, official partner of the Edmonton Oilers and the NHL. By Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers. By Scotiabank, you're richer than you think. And by the Rexall family of pharmacies.
19th one-goal games for the Edmonton Oilers. They'll get another one tonight. Here they are. The teams have done in the extra hockey.
Nothing major league as far as success goes for either team, but nothing like the zeros in front of the Edmonton Oilers numbers that they want to change that. The 4 goals as it's 2-2 starts off with a nice little one-timer by Matt Hendricks on a pass from Derek Roy. 1-0. The Oilers get off to a great start. That carried through to the second period. In the second period, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, after some terrific work by Taylor Hall, able to get the puck back, a nice little dish and a quick shot. That made it 2-0. The Oilers were playing very well after 2 periods of play, but in the third period, the Los Angeles Kings really put a push on. Their forecheck was working. They were winning faceoffs. That shot, it went about 30 seconds after that. The referee saw him wave it off. It went to video review, and we saw that it went in, and then just in the last minutes of play, Jake Muzzin sneaks one in on the short side. And on the power play, the LA Kings tie it up and have pushed this to the overtime.
The Kings outshot the Oilers 15-1 in that third period. Ouch. 37-17 overall. We saw those overtime numbers. The Oilers looking for their first win of the season. The Kings have won twice in extra hockey. Nugent-Hopkins and Eberle against Carter and Gaborik. Along with Kopitar and Doughty is Klefbom and Fane. Rounding out the top 4 for the Edmonton Oilers is underway. We are in overtime. This is Drew Doughty weaving his way across the blue line. Doughty goes cross ice. Off the end of the stick of Carter. He'll play it behind the net. Gets by Gaborik. Doughty pinching in against Nugent-Hopkins. Gaborik plays it towards the net. Fane checked by Carter. Tied up in the corner. Now the puck appears to come loose, and it goes right back into its frozen state. Nugent-Hopkins had it for a second. Referees say play on. There's nothing like overtime hockey. Finally get the whistle.
Oh my goodness, well said, my friend, well said. There's something to be said for patience, and then there's something to be said for let's get this game going, shall we? The referee wanting the game to get going, wanting to keep it moving, but nobody was listening to him, so you got to know when to cut your losses.
Boyd Gordon now against Mike Richards. Richards puts his stick down first. Gordon wins the draw, and he gets it back to Petrie. Gordon and Hall, along with Petrie and Schultz, as the puck gets by Justin Schultz. Gordon races after. Boyd Gordon under pressure there. Fights it off and gets it to Hall. Hall checked by Martinez. Retreats back and starts again. Taylor Hall sees Pearson right at the red line. Gives the puck to Justin Schultz. Jeff Petrie to the middle for Hall. Checked by Richards. Pearson for Martinez. Alec Martinez knows a thing or two about scoring big goals.
Yes, he does.
Tyler Toffoli along with Richards. Richards has got Pearson out in front, jams the net. Opportunity, 2 cracks at it for Toffoli. Denied both times.
Saved by Ben Scrimmons.
Here is Richards at the blue line. Sifts one through, and that gets deflected into the corner. Doughty, as the Kings make changes, has to retreat. Drew Doughty will play it back behind his own net. That will allow both teams to get fresh bodies on the ice. It is Roy and Perron up front for the Oilers, along with Ferentz and Fane. Doughty to the middle for Brown. Racing after it is Kopitar. Dustin Brown for Kopitar. Kopitar trying to fend off Ferentz. Kopitar gives it to Brown. Here is Brown moving in. Brown for Doughty's shot, hit the side of the post. Doughty's playing over 30 minutes of hockey so far in this game.
Perfect timing by Doughty to jump in.
David Perron leads the rush back for the Oilers. Jake Muzzin off the boards. And it comes to Marian Gaborik. He's got Jeff Carter with him. Gaborik moving in against Schultz. Gaborik circles the net. Cut off smartly there by Justin Schultz. Separates him from the puck and gives it to Nugent Hopkins. Ryan Nugent Hopkins against Jeff Schultz, trying to barge his way through. Martinez bumped by Nugent Hopkins. Everly to Nugent Hopkins, off his skate. Nugent Hopkins has lost his stick as Martinez brings it back. Martinez with a pass to Gaborik. Marian Gaborik sends it around the boards. We've got under 2 minutes left in overtime. Everly. Nugent Hopkins gives it back to him. Everly gets by Martinez. Here's Everly's shots, and that one may have caught some iron.
I think it did. Off the body of Quick and then off the post.
Everly coming close. Hall has the puck now. Hall takes a look, beats it in front, and that one missed stick side. Ferentz quickly to Petrie. Jeff Petrie to Hall off his skate. Ferentz keeps it in. They'll play it behind the net. Hall waiting for it there. Hall comes out, still has it. Here is a chance for Ferentz with a shot, and he missed high and wide. Hall gives Ferentz another chance. Back to Hall. Hall with a shot. Quick the save. Petrie moving in. Here's Jeff Petrie with a chance. He'll circle in, try the wraparound. That is stopped, and Carter's got it. We've got less than a minute to go in overtime.
Best pressure we've seen by the Oilers in a long time.
Carter's pass intercepted. Perron swings it over for Teddy Purcell. Teddy Purcell cuts to the middle. He's got David Perron with him. Perron with a shot. Stopped by Quick.
Jonathan Quick with the challenge again. Boy, he's aggressive.
Kopitar fires it into the corner. Toffoli gets to it. Tyler Toffoli. Kopitar going to the front of the net. Plays it back to Doughty. Toffoli off his skate. At the blue line. Keeps it in. Back the other way comes Perron. We've got 28 seconds to go as Teddy Purcell crosses the line. Toe drag. Teddy Purcell. Poke check by Jonathan Quick. Drew Doughty will start away with 18 seconds to go. Give it to Marian Gaborik. Look for the return feed. It's dead. It's a drop pass for Kopitar. He'll play it around the boards. Gaborik waiting for it on the far side. Behind the net, but it's cut off by Klefbom. Teddy Purcell is just going to hang on to it. And for the third time this season, the Edmonton Oilers will go to a shootout.
Just like you said, partner, nothing like overtime hockey. Let's start it off. Tyler Toffoli. First of all, Mike Richards rolls in, gets it to Tyler Toffoli. That is a beautiful save off of Toffoli from the overhead. Puck goes right out front. Watch the stretch by Ben Scrivens. That's the #1 big save in overtime. And then Drew Doughty gets a juicy pass from Dustin Brown. Nobody picks up Doughty. Doughty just misses, goes wide. Right after that, Jordan Everly puts a little move on, gets by Alec Martinez, picks the puck up with his skate, off the iron, beats Jonathan Quick, and just late in overtime, Teddy Purcell finds David Perron winning the race to the zone with the shot. Jonathan Quick, as usual, out to challenge, very aggressive. Teddy Purcell, the last-ditch chance. Little stick move, and Jonathan Quick uses the stick of his own to stop Teddy Purcell. Outstanding work in overtime.
The first shooter in the overtime will be Jeff Carter. 1-4 for 4 this season. 12 for 45 in his career. Carter against Scrivens. Carter's shot stopped by Ben Scrivens.
Jeff Carter just coming in. He's just going to try to use that shot. Tries to go 5-hole. Gets it up a little bit higher than he wants to. Ben Scrivens, patient. Hits him in the shoulder.
Your welcome to Edmonton moment for Derek Roy, the first shooter for the Edmonton Oilers. And that one goes off of quick and wide.
I like that from Todd Nelson. Here, you want to have a chance to succeed, kid? Here you go. Welcome to Edmonton. Coming in, changing the pace, changing the angle. Ooh, that didn't miss by much from that angle. Nice little shot. Anze Kopitar, the big man going now.
0 for 5 so far this season. He is the second shooter for the LA Kings.
He's got big range. If he makes it deep, he can do it where he gets you with his stick handling ability outside the range of the goaltender. What's happening here now? A little discussion. Daryl Sutter talking to the official. He's looking over at the bench.
Not sure exactly what
he's complaining about.
The issue is. Ben Scrivens being called over.
They were talking about something about maybe about Ben Scrivens. The orange tape, really?
Ah, the stick.
Yeah. Is that a rule? I guess that's a rule. That the goaltender can only have white tape on the knob of his stick. Little gamesmanship from Mr. Sutter.
Wow.
The guy from Viking, he wouldn't resort to that, would he?
It's like waiting for the illegal stick check in the playoffs.
I love it. See if we can put a little rattle into the guy.
Let's see as Kopitar against Scrivens. Kopitar missed the net.
Gerald's looking at his bench right now saying, hey, I'm doing all I can do, guys. I'm doing all I can do. This is just Anze Kopitar just shoots it wide.
Jordan Eberle will be the second shooter for the Edmonton Oilers. Trying to get the first goal of this shootout. Eberle moving in, and he is stopped by Quick, but barely.
Jordan Eberle's looking back going, you sure that didn't go in? That might go upstairs for a little quick look. The referees are talking about it right now. Jordan Eberle, crazy hands. Oh,
wow.
That is as close as good. Now they're going to look at this. Now, is there conclusive evidence that actually passed the goal line, crossed the goal line?
The call on the ice was no goal.
So nice move, goes wide. Well, that's about as close as it's going to come. That's from the reverse angle. Let's have a look at it. See if it gives us any clearer view. I don't have an opinion on this one way or the other. Well, that looks like it stopped off the post and stays out from the reverse angle.
Jordan Eberle 1 for 2 this year. As they looked at replays as well.
The overhead looked like it might have gone in, but you can't use logic in this. You can say, well, if it was stopped by the glove and the glove was behind the goal line, then it must be in. From this angle right here, this looks, from that angle, that looks like it's stopped, it's off the post, and stays out. What do you think?
And again, the entire puck crossed the line.
Yeah.
And is being looked at the War Room in Toronto. Jordan Eberle, the second shooter, the fourth shooter in this shootout. And nobody's been able to solve the goaltenders. Take a look here.
This is an enhanced overhead look.
After further review, it was determined that puck did not cross the line, so there's no goal in the play.
So nobody has scored yet. Tyler Toffoli, the third shooter for the LA Kings. Toffoli Mike Kopitar 0 for 2 so far this season. Rings it off the post and out. He's 0 for 3 this year.
Did everything he wanted to do on this one. Comes in slow, forces Ben Scrivens back, pushes him back even more, makes one move and a quick shot. Look at this, Matt Hendricks scoring.
The goal scorer in the first period, Matt Hendricks, his second shootout attempt this season. Hendricks fires a shot, and that one goes wide. So we are going to a fourth round. And it is Justin Williams who will shoot for the LA Kings.
Just coming in and just trying to beat him with a quick shot. Just missed. Mr. Game 7 rolling along here.
Here's Williams' first shootout attempt of the year. Williams, head fake, shot high. And an opportunity now for the Edmonton Oilers.
David Perron coming up. Oh, Justin Williams sees that's off the stick. You can tell Justin Williams' reaction.
A chance to win the game. David Perron against Jonathan Quick. Perron scores! The Oilers' losing streak is over.
Jonathan Quick slams his stick in the glass as he goes off. Congratulations to Todd Nelson getting his first NHL win as a head coach. And David Perron gets the win.
The play of the game is brought to you by Rogers. Live like never before.
And what else would it be but the winning goal by David Perron? Comes in quick and then changes his pace a little bit. Nice little open up of the hands. Just that little open up of the hands to go to the forehand. Freezes Jonathan Quick for enough time right there. Makes him bite on it so he can get the puck to the backhand. And Jonathan Quick was not happy. Slams his stick against the glass. That's why Jonathan Quick is one of the best goalies in the league. He's competitive as can be. That little bite right there opens it up for David Perron, who gets the backhand. And the Oilers break the losing streak, and they are back in the win column.
They have won their first game in the shootout. Let's take a look at the 3 stars of the game. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Matt Hendricks was just absolutely awesome again today, maxing out on every single shift. 4 hits, 4 shots, and the big first goal. Drew Doughty came as advertised and played a ton of minutes and was very, very effective with a big goal that got them back in the game. But Ben Scrivens, you know, I know he let in one bad one, one soft one, but boy, did he come up in the overtime and in the shootout with a couple of big saves.
Let's go downstairs to Gene.
Well, what a night it was on the part of the Edmonton Oilers, coming out under the Derek with another Derek in the lineup. And it was just the right start that Matt Hendricks and teammates needed against the Stanley Cup champions. There was some blood spilled and some goals scored on the part of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and even some water spilled as well between 2 former teammates. What a game on the part of the Edmonton Oilers, measuring up against the best in the NHL. And tonight they were better than that team and that fan. Ben Ennis now with Sportsnet Central.